Hello everyone, my name is SeaTactics for the win, otherwise known as Ben, and we are here today to do a new series. Every season I do for example, the summer 2019 roundup or the fall 2019 roundup, and I tell you guys what I'll be watching, and basically my expectations for the series, why I picked it, and I ask you guys to share what you'll be watching. Well, I decided to do a 2019 seasonal 2019 roundup series where I'm going to wrap up the summer 2019 season, and I'll do it for fall as well if this video is successful enough. So I'll be going through every single anime that I've watched this season, and this may be a long one. I'll try to make it somewhat short, but this will definitely be a long form video, and I'll tell you what I thought of it and what the highlights of the season were, what my favorite shows were. So, with that being said, let's get on with the video, and if you like this idea, make sure to give it a like and comment down below what your favorite anime of the year were, or of the season, rather. And also know that tomorrow I'll have a top 5 anime of summer 2019 video up, so look forward to that as well. So the first anime we have here is Vinland Saga, and this anime hasn't finished airing yet. It just, at the time of this recording, finished airing its 13th episode. Easily one of the standouts this season, though I have been patiently waiting. It feels like the show is building to something, much like a Berserk 1997, or just Berserk in general. It feels like it's taking its time to build up a lot of things, a lot of key points, a lot of key characters, and then it's going to go from there. But otherwise, I think the animation from Wit Studios is terrific. The voice acting is awesome. The visuals are fantastic. The CG in this anime is top-notch. The music, the gore, the violence, it's all done so well. I really like this show. I'm invested. I'm compelled to watch more and more each week. It's a fantastic series, and I think by the end of this second core it's airing, I think we're going to figure out why people like this anime so much, because I've been informed by Satsuki the Savage, who has read a lot of the manga, that it's building up currently, and it's going to get to a crescendo pretty soon in this season. Which, by the way, we cover this on the King of Anime podcast every single week. So if you want to see us talk about it every single week, then head on over to the King of Anime podcast. The links are in the description, or you can find it just by going to my channel. It's one of my main series. Next up, we have Sympho Gear, and you guys know my opinions about Sympho Gear, and by the way, Sympho Gear and Vinland pretty much have the same rating, and yes, I did give it a 10, but that's just for the memes. I don't give review scores out anymore. Sympho Gear XV, one of my favorites of the season. If you have not seen my review for it, if you have not seen my video for why the My Anime List score for this series is so high, I do suggest you go check that out. But this was just the ultimate, this was the ultimate send-off for this series. A lot of people probably don't even know what Sympho Gear is, but it's basically, think of like Kill La Kill, Magical Girls, Dragon Ball Z, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece, Naruto, a lot of the shonen series just bundled all into one, along with Magical Girl stuff, and hell lots of action. That's what Sympho Gear is. It's from the same director as Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, which is even more astonishing as to how it's this good. While I do think the anime is a little bit overrated with an 8.56 on my anime list, I would score something a bit lower, but I would score it around an 8 if I was still doing review scores. This anime is fantastic. I've taught extensively about why I love this anime and why I think you guys should give it a shot if you're even just the passing interests of this series. But just know it's a little difficult in the beginning. You have to give it a moment. Moving on to Kanata no Astra. Another one of my favorites of this season, actually. I really enjoyed it. I can't really say much about this series. Definitely go check out my review for it for more in-depth detail, which, by the way, I have reviews for a lot of these anime. I'll tell you if I have a review for them. Kanata no Astra was fun. I think we need more anime like this one. It's one of the highlights of the season, even though it got buried under Demon Slayer and Fruits Basket and Carolyn Tuesday and Fire Force and Dr. Stone. It got buried under all of the shonen stuff. But Kanata no Astra if you haven't seen it, and a lot of people have seen it, but if you have not, definitely give it a shot. It's a really fun series. It's about people just being lost in space and trying to get back to their home planet, and it's really good. Yeah. Given, I'm actually watching this right now. I would do a review for this, but I decided to not do a review for this, Copcraft, or Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, because it's just not worth it. I've put out so many reviews this season, there's no reason to review everything. So, I'm not going to do a review for this, but I have been watching it, and it's excellent. Actually, the first 2 episodes are really slow. I didn't like the first 2 episodes, but upon watching episode 3 and episode 4, which is what I'm up to right now, I'm quite enjoying it. I really am. I like the use of real-life instruments and knowledge of musicianship and stuff like that in this anime. I like how it plays into that. It's more realistic, I guess. I don't really care too much for the romance aspect at this moment. There's some cheesy, cringy, cliched kind of stuff in here that I don't hate or anything, but I just don't care too much for. But I love the musical parts of this series. It's really good. Oh my god, get that away. So with that being said, let's move on to a series I just do not like, and that is Dr. Stone. After 2 episodes, I dropped this anime. I don't like it. I think this series' art is bad. I think the character expressions are awful. This does not entertain me in the least. It's quite boring. It's a generic shonen anime. I mean, it really is. It's a generic shonen anime with one thing that makes it a little bit unique. But that's not enough to carry a whole series. It's much like the isekai genre. How, like, for example, we'll talk about Mamako in a moment, but the Mamako anime, the whole thing about that is incest. That's the thing you're supposed to, like, watch it for some reason, like, so shocking and appalling. And for this, Dr. Stone, the reason you're supposed to watch it is because science. Isn't science cool? Let's watch it. It feels formulaic to a point. It's just a shonen. The characters are kind of annoying. Don't really care much for them. And I don't think that's I definitely don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I know this obviously this anime has an 8. Many people are watching this anime. But I hear this opinion quite a bit. So I'm obviously not alone. Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. Definitely excited to pick this one back up. I watched the first 3 episodes, did a video on it. I really am enjoying it. I like the way this anime is headed because it reminds me of a place further than the universe, and that's about it. I mean, I kind of wish we covered this for the King of Anime podcast, but I understand why we didn't. It's a good show. It's a very good show so far. I think it's a little underrated, but I need to see more of it, and I will. But what I don't need to see more of is Fire Force. This show is terrible. It ain't good, my friends. It always shows glimpses of brilliance on its build-ups to these big fights, and I'll give it that. It's fun on the build-ups. It really is. But it gets boring. It's the same formulaic build-up every time, and not only that, but the female characters are basically there for Shinra to save. They're there for titillation and fan service, and don't get me wrong, I watch fan service anime sometimes, but this is a shonen anime. This is for fighting. You know, this is from the creator of Soul Eater, and yeah, Soul Eater had its fan service, but you know, this is something that presents itself to be a little bit more serious on the surface, and when you get into it, it's just mediocre. It's not even really good. Like it just isn't. It has good things about it, but it doesn't know how to execute any of them, which is astonishing because, once again, creator of Soul Eater. It just surprises me every time. Lord L Malloy. This another Fate anime. Very good anime. I thought. I watched the whole thing. I thought it was a fun addition to the Fate universe. That's coming from a Fate fan, and I do understand why people wouldn't like this, but I think if you're a fan of Fate, if you've seen Fate Zero, definitely give this one a shot. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about it besides this is an anime that ties in a lot of things over the Fate universe, things like the Mystic Eyes, stuff like that. So if you're a fan of Tsukihime or Garden of Sinners, this will also have something in there for you. Otherwise, it's a good show. I mean, but if you haven't seen Fate, there's no reason really to talk about it further. I did a review for it if you want to see it. Grand Belm, I dropped this one after one episode. 7 is a generous score, I would say. I know a lot of my fans, I apologize. A lot of my viewers like this kind of show because, you know, it's the same director as ReZero, and I'm a fan of ReZero. I like ReZero. I do a ReZero podcast, but Grand Belm was poor. The mechs were awful looking. Awful. The character designs look good for some of them, but for the most part, they just look generic. The story, I have no clue what's going on in this story. It reeks of just the normal anime bullshit kind of stuff. Like I don't know, what is it? Maybe convoluted stuff like that. You know, it's not very fun, not very good, in my opinion. Unpopular opinion, I know. Copcraft. I am actually watching this one, so maybe I should, you know, watch it and add it to my watching. But I watched the first 2 episodes, and I thought, oh, this is going somewhere. I don't know where it's going, but I'm watching it. I can't say anything further. I've been watching the dub. The dub's pretty good. Yeah. Nakahito Genome. I watched 1 episode of this, and it's okay. It's okay. It's good, I would say. I don't know what it's trying to be. I think it's trying to be something like Danganronpa, I think is what it's called. But I stopped watching it. I dropped it, but not because like I hate it or anything, just because like I'm already watching a lot of anime. I can't fit in everything. And yes, I've already seen quite a bit of anime from this season, and this was a season that was packed, loaded, in other words. Arifureta, trash. Oh my god, this anime is bad. Like, terrible. I watched 1 episode, and I cringed throughout the whole thing. Painfully generic, awful production, bad voice acting. How do you even... score was okay. Character designs, generic isekai. This is bad. This is bad written all over it. Mamako, worse. Somehow worse. But at the same time, had an entertaining first episode, I guess. No. I'm sorry, guys. No. I'm a fan of older ladies myself. I like Mamako just as much as the next guy. It's a great meme. But no. This just is not it, guys. This isn't it. But what is it is Fruits Basket first season. Wow. This anime was incredible. This is the best anime I've seen all year so far. I don't think there's anything that can touch this. Absolutely flooring, incredible. I'm hooked. I'm hooked on this story. I did a whole podcast on it where me and Rising Sun reviews every single week. We covered every single episode live on the Bento channel. Links in the description. This was just awesome. If you have not seen this, you really should. It's one of the best anime of the year. From looking at the cover, you think it's something different. Let me tell you, my friends, you'll go through a ride. This anime is all kinds of dramatic and dark, even though on the outside it looks like they're all having fun. No one there is having fun. No one. It's fantastic. You have to... Just for the simple fact that for the dub, they got Laura Bailey back, and Laura Bailey doesn't do much anime anymore. They got most of the original cast from the 2001 Fruits Basket back for this. But this is just awesome. Awesome. I can't recommend this anime enough. It's just that good. And another good anime, Kimetsu no Yaiba, almost a 9.0, ridiculous score in my opinion. I think it should be at least a one whole point below that, and which is funny because the manga for Kimetsu no Yaiba was rated at like a 7.8 before this anime aired. And then when this anime started airing and got to episode 19, suddenly it's like an all-time classic that's redefining the genre. Me and Satsuki talked about that yesterday in a private call. He was very tired of people calling Demon Slayer and just really any new shonen that comes around redefining the shonen genre. I don't know how many times they can do it, but apparently they can. Demon Slayer's good. Is it the best anime ever made? Hell no. Hell no. If it's your favorite anime, whatever, but it ain't the best anime ever made, guys. This anime is straight up overrated. There's even a video, Mugen TV did a video of it about how this anime is so overrated it almost ruined the show. It ruined the show for me. So it's not just me. The tastemakers are also saying the same thing. So, yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba, it's a good show. Check it out, like, if you want to, totally. It's really, really fun. It's slow as fuck, until, like, episode 18 or 19 or 17, something around that. And then it gets really good. Really good, really entertaining. And then finally, gotta end on Carole & Tuesday, guys. One of the highlights of this season and last season, Carole & Tuesday is just horrific. One of my favorite shows of this year, along with Fruits Basket. I think it's tied, honestly. Carole & Tuesday was awesome. I love the music. Shinichiro Watanabe, of course, is connected to this. He directed this, and it's got a lot of connections to Cowboy Bebop and Space Dandy. It's got all of the Shinichiro Watanabe things in there. It's a Shinichiro Watanabe anime. It's episodic in some ways, and sometimes this show suffers because of it, but this is an awesome show. I think if anything, the three shows that you should check out are Vinland Saga, Fruits Basket, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Carole & Tuesday. If you don't check out any of those other shows, you're fine. But if you check out these four shows, you're good. And they're all like 24 to 26 episodes. Carole & Tuesday is 24, Kimetsu is 26, Fruits Basket is 25, and Vinland is 24, and that's still airing. But definitely, I think those are the shows that you guys should check out from this season, and I think this season was a terrific season. I think it was one of the best seasons. I mean, if I'm just going to cut out all the fluff here, these are all the shows that I've finished and watched. Vinland Saga, Sympho Gear, Kanata no Astra, Given, Lord L Malloy, Copcraft. I should probably leave that one out of there. So I don't know if I'll be continuing it or not. Not that one, jeez. Fruits Basket, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Carole & Tuesday. So good. Such a good season. This whole year has just been fantastic for anime. And like I said, Vinland Saga, Fruits Basket, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Carole & Tuesday. These are the anime that are the highlights of this season. You need to check them out if you haven't already. Carole & Tuesday is on Netflix. Kimetsu no Yaiba is on Verve and Crunchyroll and will likely be getting a dub on Funimation, I believe. Fruits Basket on Funimation now, Verve and Crunchyroll. Funimation has a really good dub for it. Vinland Saga is on Amazon Prime. So go check them out. And tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of this season. Did you guys enjoy all of these shows? And just tell me, what was your favorites? And are there any shows on top of my recommendations that you would recommend to others? Is there anything you would disagree with me about? I know Fire Force and Dr. Stone are a very touchy subject. So I would like to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I really would. And I'll see you guys next time on the next video. So if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Click on some of these videos if they find you interesting. Also, you know, Patreon, $1 and above, you get access to everything. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.